Coming up next on this edition of In the City, a famous artist and Murfreesboro residents come together for a new downtown mural. Also, rides on Rover, the city's transportation buses, are now free for veterans. Plus, join me as I speak with artists whose work is displayed in City Hall this month. And Murfreesboro Fire and Rescue hosts another Citizens Fire Academy. We'll tell you all about those stories and more coming up right now on this edition of In the City. Welcome to another edition of In the City, your source for what's happening right here in the city of Murfreesboro. I'm Michael Linn White. Murfreesboro has new regulations for murals in the city limits. One was recently painted on the side of a downtown building, and you'll recognize lots of Murfreesboro landmarks.
Murals, as an expression of public art, help bring color, life, and story to otherwise bland walls. Businesses and artists need to be aware that the Murfreesboro Sign Ordinance includes regulations concerning the placement and use of advertising within the mural. The Rutherford Arts Alliance has been a terrific resource as the city looks to develop a review process for murals. Recently, one of the first mural paintings took place near the public square under the city's new review process.
Well, the Alliance mostly works to publicize art in the community. Art, honestly, if you think about it, isn't really a big thing here in Murfreesboro, so we want to recognize all these artists that have art around Murfreesboro and really just involve the community.
We have been working on, with the city, on best practices for murals. And so, yes, we've been working with the city and developing some guidelines and a worksheet to make it easier for those going forward to plan a mural.
Andrea approached me and said that she and the Rutherford Arts Alliance was doing this project and my wall was the perfect candidate. They were going to take care of all the paperwork, and how did I feel about it? And so I said, go for it.
For this groundbreaking mural, the Rutherford Arts Alliance wanted one of Murfreesboro's finest artists, Norris Hall, that has done work all over the world.
I drew several sketches, and then I drew a scale sketch, one to scale. And then I traced that in the computer and kind of refined it a little bit. Then we projected the image on the wall and traced it off up here.
After tracing the image onto the wall, then it became a paint-by-number project. Residents showed up on a drizzly Saturday, picked a number, and started to fill them in.
It was fantastic. We were so excited with the turnout, and just as many people as we could get involved to help paint the mural. It was just amazing, and it was kind of a dream come true, and just to see everyone trying to help out.
It went great. Yeah, it was fun, except for the rain. Toward the end of the day, it started raining, and we had paint dripping down the wall, so on Sunday we had to do a lot of repainting.
I got to step away and come out, and I've got my little corner that I put some paint on the wall, and my son put some paint on the wall, and so we've got pictures, and it was really fun. For me, I grew up here in Murfreesboro, and so seeing projects like this come to fruition and seeing the community get involved and put their stamp on these things, it's more like there are people now coming to downtown, taking ownership of some things, revitalization. I really enjoy just seeing how the community came together that day.
I love that Murfreesboro's finally getting on the mural train, so to speak. A lot of other towns and cities have embraced it, and it's been a big benefit. It's just really nice having big public art.
If you're interested in learning more about the Rutherford Arts Alliance, you can go to rutherfordartsalliance.org.
Many veterans in Murfreesboro use the Rover bus system. Now they can ride for free. After a unanimous vote from City Council, veterans in Murfreesboro can now get around the city at no cost.
With Veterans Day just a few days away, you have before you an opportunity to honor our veterans with free transportation on board the Rover bus system.
In September, after having ticketing issues, veterans rode free for that month. Turns out it was a much welcomed result, one that Rover officials and the city agreed should be permanent.
They served us 365, 24/7. So I think that's a great idea. And if no other discussions, I move for approval of the full year.
Starting November 8th, any veteran with official proof like a military ID can ride the Rover bus entirely free.
If the least we can do is to give our veterans the opportunity to be able to get from point A to point B in our city, then I think that's an easy decision to make.
For more information about Rover, including bus schedules, visit our website at www.murfreesborotn.gov. Reporting for CityTV, Michael Linn White. The City Hall Rotunda displays local art year-round. Check out the latest exhibit featuring 2 artists using less than conventional materials for their work. Art speaks to us in a unique way. It also comes in many different forms, and this new exhibit in the City Hall Rotunda showcases 2 different types of art and the artists behind them. One artist calls her work quilt paintings, the other paper mosaics, both different but also alike.
In a way, we have the same approach because whereas hers are made of fabric, mine are made of little pieces of paper.
Christy Ballman is a Tennessee native who grew up quilting and sewing with her grandmother. As an adult, she expresses herself in an artwork she likes to call quilt paintings. All pieces are made from strips of fabric sewn together.
I'm not sure how I ended up where I am now, but it just felt like a natural process somehow to take a photograph, do a sketch of it, do a painting of it, and then look for fabric that would work as those paint colors.
Paper is Eloise Schillstat's preferred method. She tears paper from magazines and glues them together for beautiful scenes from her surroundings. These 2 artists' work go together beautifully. Their stories are also similar, both pursuing their artistic dreams after retirement. Their work will be displayed for 1 month inside City Hall, so stop by and check it out. Even take one home if you like. They are for sale. A price list can be found at the front desk. Reporting for CityTV, Michael Linn White. A long-standing program with the Murfreesboro Fire and Rescue Department is their Citizens Fire Academy. We spoke to participants on the last night of activities.
As a service to the community, the Murfreesboro Fire Rescue Department conducts a Citizen Fire Academy. Academy participants receive an insider's view of MFRD operations. This year, they revamped the Academy and added new and exciting evolutions. Students will have the opportunity to try on turnout gear, climb an aerial ladder, receive hands-on training in CPR, extrication, hazardous materials decontamination, and more. We visited the last class of the fall session where the class had a visit from Life Flight and had live fire training.
What we try to get out of it is we try to educate the public, the regular citizen, on what we do. Everybody, when you hear fire department or fire rescue, you think just fire. And we do so much more than just fire. So we actually let them come through the academy and we let them do everything that we do.
Well, it's been a lot of fun. It's been very just educational. These men and women that do this job, first of all, I don't know how they do it. A couple of weeks ago we went into the tower and it was filled with smoke and we'd get disoriented and you had to, pay attention to where you were, and it was amazing. I don't know how they do what they do.
It gives you an insight into what our firefighters do in the line of duty. Riding around in the truck the other night, we did that last week. We were just riding around town and seeing the reaction of people as we passed through town. They didn't know who we were, but hey, we were firefighters to them, and so it was quite interesting.
It is open to everybody. Everybody has the option of doing everything during the academy, or if they just want to sit back and watch, they don't have to do anything. We don't force them to do anything. There's no requirements. We let them borrow the turnout gear. We let them take it home. Again, part of our job is wearing that heavy gear, and we want them to feel just like we are, so they get the feeling of what it's like just to wear the gear.
That outfit, once you put that thing on and you're wearing it, really gets heavy. We were cutting the top off of a car a couple of weeks ago, that was really interesting too, seeing how that equipment worked. But you stand out there a while with that stuff on, and it's heavy. So a firefighter out there working a fire for, a couple hours or longer, that's a job, man.
I think everyone would learn something out of this, and it's fun. Like I said, it's educational. I think everyone ought to do it. I've put it on social media, recommending for everyone to do it.
Tonight we were set up for Life Flight to land. We was going to let Life Flight talk to them about what they do. We were also going to do a live burn. We're actually going to set our training tower on fire, feel a little bit of heat, see a little bit of smoke, wearing all the gear just like we wear. Some of them are not, they're going to choose not to do that, but they can stand back and observe what we do. Well, I couldn't picture myself doing anything else. Actually, tomorrow I start my 31st year in the fire service, all of it here in Murfreesboro. So I've seen it progress a lot. The fire service has progressed tremendously. The city of Murfreesboro has changed tremendously in 30 years, and I'm just glad to be part of it. You know, I was one of those kids that always liked firemen, never thought I'd be a fireman, but the first day on the job, I was hooked, and I knew it was going to be my career. I love helping people, and that's what we do.
A beautiful fall day on the public square is a perfect setting for residents to gather and enjoy some home-cooked chilies, stews, and soups for a great cause.
Cookin to Build took place in November. It's a fundraiser that raises money for Habitat for Humanity to build affordable houses, offer financial literacy, and homeowner education for future homeowners in Rutherford County. Over 40 food vendors from churches, companies, and restaurants serve up soups, stews, and chili in hand-painted bowls that attendees can take home. All this took place at the historic downtown public square.
This is the 12th annual Cookin to Build to benefit Rutherford County area Habitat for Humanity. We have 41 cooking teams here on the square and painted bowls. So you pay $20. You get a painted bowl, and then you get to go around and sample all the food that all the cooking teams have made. Some people went and pre-painted their bowls, and then some of the staff at the Pottery Place also paints the bowls. And this year we have a new bowl that is just specific to Cookin to Build. They paint bowls from August to October and then come to the day of to pick up the bowls they've painted. It's longer this year than it's ever been, but we have more cooking teams this year. It's a beautiful day. And so we're really blessed to have the support and the turnout that we have today. And the ticket also includes drinks and desserts. We have face painting, and we also have a rock painting booth as well. You can make soup, stew, or chili, and then you vote for your favorite, and we give out a Golden Bowl award to the person that gets the most votes. So the money that we raise today will go to support the Habitat mission. Habitat builds homes for families that qualify for our program. We are currently building number 163 and 164 here in Rutherford County and hope to have those done by the end of the calendar year. And so all the money we raise today will just go back into supporting the mission. A lot of our homes are located in the South Manny area. Next year, we hope to begin construction on our subdivision that we're going to be starting called Legacy Point. It's going to be off of Twin Oak Drive, which is off of Halls Hill Pike. And our hope is to build 77 homes over there over the course of several years, where all of our families are required to do anywhere from 250 to 400 hours of sweat equity. They go through a 30-week homeowner educational class that they get hours from. They pay a mortgage. They volunteer on their home build and on other families' home builds, so it is very much community-minded. 12th annual Cookin to Build. Just want to thank everybody that was involved in this event in any way. They have blessed our community and our affiliates so much, so thank you so much.
Murfreesboro City School students compete in a Special Olympics bowling competition with lots of excitement to spare.
Founded in 1968, Special Olympics' mission is to provide year-round sports competition to help people with intellectual disabilities discover their strengths and have success. Special Olympics is an important part of the lives of special needs children in the Murfreesboro City schools.
Murfreesboro City is a part of Area 16, which includes both Rutherford County System schools and Murfreesboro City schools. Our district has become so large that we've had to kind of split off a little bit and do some of the events separate because we have so many athletes competing. So today we have brought from 7 schools, we have around 60 students, athletes with us here today from our schools. The bowling is what we consider our fall event, and then in the spring, in April, we always do our field and track games. And that's typically held at MTSU on the soccer fields. And then we have around 600 athletes competing from Rutherford County schools, Murfreesboro City schools, and adult group homes are included in that as well. Every child will bowl 2 games, and then the nice folks here we have lunches prepared, so they're all going to have pizza and chicken and hot dogs, and they'll eat, and then they'll go back to their school for their regular Friday afternoon classwork. This is good competition. They have already been here one time, and they've done what we call a qualifying event. So I get their average scores there, and then we kind of organize the lanes by schools and by their age and by their score as well. And at the end of today, we have ribbons that we place that we give to the kids, the athletes, and it's 1st through 4th place. And so everybody will walk out with a ribbon. We appreciate it. It takes a lot of people to make these events come together, and they're appreciated. There's a lot of behind the scenes people that you never get to see, but do make it happen. You really get to see not only the competition part, but what I really like to see is kids helping kids. That's something here. So they're building those social skills of how to be a friend is to be a friend first. So that is something that I always take away from this event. I love it. I really couldn't imagine doing anything else but working in special education. We have such wonderful teachers and assistants and parents. I mean, I think you've noticed today we've got a lot of parent support for this. And we could not do it without them. So we appreciate our parents so much.
Chef Academy is a very popular program for Murfreesboro City Schools. My producer and I were honored to serve as judges for a recent competition. Murfreesboro City Schools Chef Academy is back for its 13th year. Join us as we take a behind-the-scenes look as 2 teams from Northfield Elementary compete for their chance in the finals.
Chef Academy is really fun, and I think Chef Jeff pushes us to do what we need to do, and he really is really helpful when you really need it, and he teaches all about cooking, and he helps us go higher.
These kids do everything from picking the meal, chopping vegetables, and learning recipes. You look like you're working hard over here. What are you looking at?
This is what I am going to be prepping for you guys, Alfredo pastazzoli.
So I know that you have to learn all the ingredients. Do you have them memorized?
I'm trying to memorize them right now, actually.
Memorizing ingredients is just one part of the competition. They do all the cooking themselves with supervision from Chef Jack, and they take this very seriously.
We had to make spices of every kind. We had to make our own ranch, and we had to toss our own salad. It's been the best day of my life today.
These junior chefs prepare a 4-course meal and are judged on each part from presentation, food appearance, and of course, taste. Is the food going to be good?
It should be.
Well, the food was delicious, and these talented kids made choosing just one winning team very hard. The competition will be in May, so make sure to check back with CityTV for the grand finale. My producer Steve Burris and I were lucky enough to be judges, and you can see the aftermath here on our judging table, and the difference between the 2 teams was 2 points. And let me tell you, it was so difficult because each team did amazing. The food tasted delicious. The kids have worked so hard. Chef Jack does an amazing job with them, and this is a really great program for these kids. Chef Academy, thanks to Murfreesboro City Schools and Sandy Sheely and everyone involved. What a great program, and we are so excited that we got to be involved with it and taste the delicious food. In this edition of Talkin Agriculture, we find out about an international pest that targets your crepe myrtle.
Hi, we are here at the Extension Office in Rutherford County, and we are going to share with you a little bit about a new insect pest that has been identified here in Murfreesboro. So here today we have Mitchell Moat and myself, Rachel Painter, and we are your local county extension agents. We also have with us Dr. Frank Hale. He is our state entomologist with the University of Tennessee, and he's going to be telling us a little bit more about this insect pest and what we can do about it. So this insect is called crepe myrtle bark scale, and it is on our beautiful crepe myrtles. So Dr. Hale, can you please share us a little bit more about what this is?
Sure. It's a new pest. It's from China, came over, accidentally got introduced into Texas, in the Dallas, Texas area. And as you can see, it doesn't look like normal crepe myrtle. The plant is turned black and it has white polka dots. Now that's pretty easy to see. This is a pretty good infestation. We cut this from a crepe myrtle shrub locally. But at first it might just be a little fleck of white on the regular colored bark. But how does the black sooty mold, how's that occur? What happens is, this is a sucking insect. It's tapped into the plant, it's taken out sap, and then it excretes these little droplets of honeydew. And honeydew is a sugary substance, and the sooty mold fungi grows on the honeydew. So you get this black fungi actually growing on this. The honeydew is clear, but over time it will turn blackish color. The scale insect itself is a type of scale called a felt scale. So it has a white waxy covering called the felt that covers it up. It's oval in shape. Underneath there is a reddish insect. And so if you crushed it, you might see some droplets of reddish fluid. But for the most part, this is what you're going to see. And it makes the plant look unthrifty. It just looks bad. And so we have to, generally we're using insecticides to help control this. Some of the products we use are systemic. They get inside the plant. As it sucks the sap out of the plant, it kills the insects. We're also looking to clean up the plant where we can actually use pressure washer, soap and water, and actually just do about a 15-degree band and wash some of that sooty mold will come. We could actually rub some of that sooty mold off the leaves. As you can see there, it just kind of comes off because the leaves are waxy. So you can wash some of that off with a pressure washer. And remember, crepe myrtle also has this papery type bark that will actually peel off the trunk. If you can peel some of that back, the bark underneath will look clean. So just to get it looking a little better, we can use a pressure washer. And also you're going to help control the insects that way.
Great. So what is a systemic? You said you pour that around the base?
Yes, there's several types of systemic insecticides with an active ingredient would be imidacloprid, or another one has dinotefuran. And most of these products you can just pour around the base of the plant, pull the mulch back so it goes right into the soil, and that's going to be taken up by the root system. You generally would do this in the spring of the year, but whenever you find this pest, if you found it right now, you could even do it right now. Dinotefuran's probably quicker uptake if you had to pick between the two.
So, if a homeowner is concerned, then there's plenty of things that they can do. They can look at their crepe myrtle themselves and see the difference. And Mitchell, what can they do if they are uncertain?
So, just to give you an idea of what the difference, what this looks like, what an infested crepe myrtle stem would look like versus an uninfested, we can take this one here with this fairly heavy population of crepe myrtle bark scale and hold it against an uninfested stem. You can see how much lighter colored the clean crepe myrtle bark is. But if there's a light infestation, or maybe just the beginning of an infestation, you may not be able to differentiate or know for certain that it is infested. So if that's the case, you can certainly take a physical sample, cut it off, bring it to the extension office, and we can certainly help you verify that yes, you do have crepe myrtle bark scale, you need to take some steps to help control them, or no, you don't, there's nothing to worry about. If you wanted to do that, just take a pair of hand pruners, and you want to choose a section of the branch that does have showing the symptoms that you're concerned about. You just go through, you cut that off. You like to have a fairly fresh sample, so you want to cut these right soon when you're going to be bringing them to the office. Don't cut it hard around on the dash of the car all day long. And then you just cut it off so that you can fit it into your little bag over here. Keep it nice and fresh. And bring that to us, and we'll be glad to examine it. We can put it under the microscope and examine it a little bit closer to verify that yes, you do have it, or no, you don't.
Great. So in conclusion, this crepe myrtle bark scale is going to be spreading across the South. And so now we have found it here in Rutherford County. So if you do not do something about this, Mitchell, what would happen?
If you find crepe myrtle bark scale on crepe myrtles in your landscape, few things are going to happen. This plant is going to continue to decline over time because it is sucking the fluid out of the plant itself. It's going to weaken itself. The bloom is going to be, it's going to bloom less. Okay, it's not going to have near the bloom show that you'd like for it to have, that the crepe myrtles are famous for. The plant is going to be unsightly. It's pulled away from the aesthetics because you get all the black growth on it. Plus, you're a source of infestation for other plants in the neighborhood. So you are not doing yourselves any favor or your neighbors any favors by leaving it there.
Okay. So again, if you are concerned about your crepe myrtle, please bring us a sample here to the Rutherford County Extension Office and we'll be happy to look at it for you.
December is a busy month with lots going on. Here's a list of holiday activities you might be interested in. The 3rd annual Winter Fest at Fountains at Gateway brings outdoor ice skating and holiday activities to Murfreesboro through January 20th, 2020. Christmas tree lighting on the downtown public square Friday, December 6th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Enjoy special Christmas music, entertainment, and the arrival of Santa and Mrs. Claus. The Murfreesboro Center for the Arts never disappoints with fun events for the whole family. Coming up in December, the beloved classic A Christmas Carol takes the stage at the Center for the Arts December 6th through the 22nd. Adult tickets are $18, seniors, students, and military $16, and children $14. Check out boroughArts.org for showtimes and ticket sales. Also, a special presentation of Frozen Jr. at the Tucker Theater on MTSU's campus. Showtimes are Friday, December 13th at 5:30 and 7:30 p.m. Tickets are $15. Visit boroughArts.org to purchase tickets. 'Tis the season for the 36th annual Candlelight Tour of Homes, Saturday, December 7th from 4 to 8 p.m. Enjoy a tour of 10 historic homes and landmarks in Murfreesboro. Tickets for this popular event are $25 for adults. Students or children 6 to 12, $10. Children under 5 are free. Visit oaklandsmansion.org for tickets and information. Murfreesboro's Christmas Parade, Sunday, December 8th at 2 p.m. It starts at MTSU, on to West Main, and ends at Walnut Street. This year's theme is the Sounds of Christmas. Singing Seniors Christmas Concert. Enjoy your favorite Christmas songs performed by the St. Clair Street Singing Seniors. Monday, December 9th, 12:30 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. Free at St. Clair Street Senior Center. A Christmas musical review at the Washington Theater at Patterson Park, Monday, December 9th at 7 p.m. Tickets are $5. The last art crawl of the season is Friday, December 13th from 6 to 9 p.m. Local artists display their work inside local businesses in the downtown area. The event is free and it's a great way to get out and about to check out some amazing art and maybe grab a last-minute Christmas gift or two. On Christmas Eve, December 24th, City Hall and St. Clair Street Senior Center will be closed. Sportscom in Patterson Park will be open until 5 p.m. Adams Tennis Complex until 2 p.m. and Old Fort Golf Course will have normal hours. All city offices will be closed December 25th in observance of the Christmas holiday. The City of Murfreesboro would like to remind you that your city taxes are due Tuesday, December 31st, 2019. Here's a short video to explain the process.
The City of Murfreesboro would like to remind you your city taxes are due on December 31st. Payments can be made on or before that date without interest for late payment. Taxes paid or postmarked after December 31st will be subject to interest. There are 3 ways you can pay your taxes. You can stop by the tax department on the first floor of City Hall, 111 West Vine Street. You can mail a check to City of Murfreesboro, P.O. Box 1139, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, 37133. Or you can view and pay your taxes online at www.murfreesborotntax.com. If you haven't received your city tax notice or have any questions regarding your notice, please contact the tax department at 615-893-5210. Once again, Murfreesboro city taxes must be paid by December 31st to avoid interest.
Well, that's it for this edition of In the City. As always, for more information about the City of Murfreesboro or any of the stories you've seen here, you can always visit our website at www.murfreesborotn.gov. And if you want to see one of the stories that you've seen today or catch up on some of the latest city news, you can always visit the City of Murfreesboro's YouTube channel. I'm Michael Linn White, and we want to wish everyone happy holidays and a happy new year. And we'll see you back here in 2020. Until next time, we look forward to seeing you in the city.